It's really frustrating when you have a patient, say, that comes in with a spinal cord injury because they fell down the stairs or something that's not related to auto, and they have to come in and they just got a spinal cord injury and they have Medicare and they have a $2,000 cap. And we're only allowed to have 8 weeks of visits with this spinal cord injury patient 2 times a week. We're not able to optimize them and give them their best recovery due to the limited time frame that we're allowed to work with them. And
Sure, I think that nowadays, as we all know, insurance is becoming more and more of an issue for everyone in this country as far as what's covered, what's not, how much we have to pay out of pocket, those kind of things. And so it trickles down to everyone, just like we want to see people for as long as we can if we think they're getting it better and we think there's more we can do. But unfortunately, we're restricted sometimes on what insurance guidelines dictate. And so I think what's really important is going somewhere that specializes in what you're dealing with, because we really want every visit to count. If your insurance says that you can only have 30 visits a year and you had a massive hemorrhage in your brain, or you had a catastrophic, car accident and you can't even sit up, you need more visits. And whether you have tennis elbow or you got in this car accident, your insurance policy is the same. And so, based on your own policy, of course. And so you really want to go somewhere that specializes in what you're dealing with, that understands your condition, and that really utilizes your time. And here, being one-on-one for 1 hour makes a huge difference, because most insurances bill based on the visit. And some places you might see that therapist for 15 minutes for that visit, or you might see them here you definitely would see them for 1 hour. So that makes a big difference in the scheme of things. And that's why going somewhere that is a niche for neurological recovery and therapy is so crucial, because once those visits are utilized, you're done for the year. And it's heartbreaking when we hear someone say, I wish I would have known about this place earlier, because now I utilized almost all my visits and I feel like I didn't get a lot out of it. So it's really important, and that's why we're grateful when more and more people find out what we do.
Insurance is one of the things that affects us as far as OT, as far as challenges go, to be able to continue to do the things we need to do for our clients. And I was just talking about the gentleman who wanted to be able to open his hand and let it go and follow through with his thoughts. Well, there came a point where in his, as you get better, you want to do more goals. Well, sometimes insurance says, no, that's enough. So what do you do then? When you know you still need the therapy, you still have goals to reach, you're not completely independent. Well, insurance plays a huge role in this. If we don't have insurance support, we can't progress them to where they need to go. And everybody wants to be as independent as possible, where they don't have to rely on an aide or rely on their family members, that they can do it on their own. Well, if we don't have insurance support, we can't do those things. This gentleman is a great example. He ran out of his visits. So what do you do then? We are blessed here. We have the Charlie Parkhill Foundation, and we actually applied for the grant, and we were able to get him to use the grant last year so he can continue his therapy progress. And it's such a blessing he did. He now went from using a power chair to being here on a walker, and then now with a cane. I mean, he walks in here by himself because we were able to have those extra funds to do what he needs to do. So yes, insurance is one of our huge challenges.
Insurance is always a struggle, especially for neurological clients, because we need high intensity, lots of repetition, and unfortunately insurance companies just don't want to pay that, even though the evidence is there and the research to support it. It's just they don't want to pay out that much money in order to get the therapy that you need. So one of the things TRP has done, which is great, is we've come up with lots of wellness programs or out-of-pocket private pay. So we use insurance for part of our visits, and then in order to get that intensity and continued carryover, we're substituting that with out-of-pocket classes or out-of-pocket PT sessions in order to keep changing and to keep developing and keep regaining your strength and your function.
It's really frustrating when you have a patient, say, that comes in with a spinal cord injury because they fell down the stairs or something that's not related to auto, and they have to come in and they just got a spinal cord injury and they have Medicare. and they have a $2,000 cap. And we're only allowed to have 8 weeks of visits with this spinal cord injury patient 2 times a week. We're not able to optimize them and give them their best recovery due to the limited time frame that we're allowed to work with them, and or authorizations. It makes it unfair, or it makes it difficult to give the patients their best recovery and their best chance to get better when you have limited amount of visits or limited amount of money that you can use with that patient. It starts, you get a new cap every year, and so if they want to come back in January and you have 8 weeks to work with that patient twice a week, and then they can't come back the entire year. So it puts the patient at a huge disservice because they're not getting continued physical therapy throughout the year. Maybe they make gains in 8 weeks, but then insurance doesn't allow them any more visits. They're going to be stagnant at home, and they're not going to make the same gains that they were in physical therapy, which puts them at a disservice when you could have optimized them if they had more visits or more insurance to come to physical therapy and work with us.
Well, I would say that we are fortunate as physical therapists and occupational therapists and all the therapists in the company. We're fortunate to have an amazing team behind us verifying insurances and working to go back and forth with those insurance companies to make sure our patients are getting the therapies that they need. So patients have that coming for them. We accept a bunch of insurances. We have people that will work with their insurance companies to get, more out of their benefits. And then when that's over, Polly and Charlie didn't want to see people be turned away because of insurance. So there's the Park Hill Foundation, which is awesome. Anyone with any neurological diagnosis can apply for the grant and receive therapy dollars so that they can continue making progress towards their goals. That really was kind of the basis of what the company was founded off of, and they've really continued with that as the company has grown. So that's awesome.